Are you laughing at Zen?
Yeah. So what had happened was I have a video coming out tomorrow, yay. But I'm trying to get the freaking thing to render properly because it's not. Some reason it's the transitions are making things all jumpy. And so yeah, I had to re-render it, and it's done rendering, but I don't know if it came out okay yet. So I'll find out after the stream. But yeah, it's one of those things where I release a video every 4 months and I spend way too long on it, and it's an 8-minute video. It's so much work.
I saw a TikTok. Oh, well, first, thank you, Kyle.
Kyle, thanks. 5 memberships. I need to look on the YouTube side to see who
It
they went to.
is Skipper's Aquarium, Linda Worth, Big Cat, Robert Reed, and Aquarium Fantasy.
Sweet.
But yeah, I saw a TikTok. I think I may have sent it to Annette because she's like me. And it was basically like, for the people who can always be on, there's people who can always be on time or early and people who are late. And if you are a person who is late, we hate you because there are infinite hours to be early. And there's like one moment in time to be on time. And then once you miss that, you're late forever.
So I used to be one of those early people, like chronic early arriver people. And I found that it made me anxious if I wasn't early. So at some point I kind of let go of that and was like, yeah, fuck it. And guess what? I'm still anxious when I'm late. Or
Well,
I'm anxious when I'm on time too.
It depends on what it is. Like, I feel better about myself if I arrive somewhere early. I feel anxious if I'm on time or late. And if it's just me, like, unless there was like something completely out of my control, like, I'm not usually late, but sometimes there are other people involved, like you or children or animals or something. And then, ugh.
Yeah, for me, it doesn't matter. I think I'm just like possibly always anxious, and
Yeah,
it's kind of like trying to solve an algae problem in an aquarium. I bet if I eliminate this one variable, everything will go away. It'll all be okay. Nope. Got to find that balance.
yeah, this is a good, like, if it's for fun, you can't force a schedule on me, but if it's for money or work, I'm on time for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's like no pressure and no time, and it's like a soft, like, we're meeting for dinner with some friends and we plan to be there for 7 p.m. Like, I'm okay. Like, I'd rather be there and make sure that they're not waiting on us. But like, if it's like 7:05, 7:10 or something, like, I understand that that's not dire.
I don't worry about other people being late. I mean, unless like literally we have to get in a car, and if they are late and we have to leave them behind, that is like a huge inconvenience to, like, it just kind of shreds the plans. Okay, only way doing a rainbow fish trade tomorrow. My Cali Taiwa. I heard it was supposed to be Taiwa now. Phonetically, that's completely wrong, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But for their Bleherai, that's a good one. Parva, I tried to bid on those, didn't I, at the Clash, and I lost.
Yeah, they had some nice ones, and they were in like a real nice sturdy container that we could have taken home.
It would have been a huge pain to fit them in the suitcase. And
No, they would have had to
Lacustres,
go in my book sack or something.
yeah. Lacustris is the turquoise. That's a good trade. I mean, Kalitawa are also really nice. I have those. I don't have any of the other ones.
Still have 6 female Goldie Eye Kiera, 0 males.
What shit luck. Yeah, it had those for, you said 18 months and no color. That sucks. Yeah, that's right. Gary Lang says, yeah, I think Bentley said that Gary Lang said it. So if Gary Lang said it, I don't really have a higher source than that.
But were the Kalitawa named after Gary Lang? Did he name them? We need to I mean,
well, no,
Kali is river, right? Like
that's not a species name. That's just a collection point. They don't have a species name yet. So it's Melanitania sp Kalitawa.
So where is this river and what do the natives call it? That's the highest.
Probably in Papua or something like Kalitawa. Let's see.
Where is the devil? She is doing family stuff and hopefully not getting a goldfish.
She's at a fair and she's taunting us. She sent a picture of the little goldfish carnival game. And
it says did it show guaranteed winner. You get a goldfish and a little critter keeper, but they called it a tank. And it's like, of course they don't want, like, these fish they don't want to carry them to the next location.
The natives probably call it the river. Yeah, it's just their river with these stupid little fish in there that they don't care about.
That's what you call it, Melanitania the river.
There we go. Okay, Todd just listened to Gary Lang on the Watercolors podcast. I've been listening to that podcast too. Matt M suggested it during Wet Your Plants one week, and it's a good suggestion. I like it. But what concerns me about those carnival goldfish and the fact that they don't want to transport them or deal with them after the fair. What do they do with the ones that aren't won or sold, or like, are they releasing them somewhere? Are they just throwing them in a dumpster? I don't know which is better or worse. Zen said, you've also told me it's supposed to be an E sound for the I in Latin, and my whole fish keeping knowledge is all out of whack now. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly, I looked up how to say shit in Latin, and I mean, not the word shit. How do you say shit in Latin?
Did they say that? Did they?
Yeah, there was one source that said if the Latin name ends in double I, instead of saying EI or I, it's actually just EE. And I don't want to say that, so I'm just going to pretend that's not true, even if it is.
Skipper was at the fair and told his daughter no to goldfish.
No. I agree.
Gary Lang told Only Way that in person.
Oh.
But I'm pretty sure Gary doesn't speak Indonesian.
Well, let's all speak Gary. Kakas. Really? Shit in Latin. Stircore. Yeah. Well, let me
Latin is a dead language and no one knows how it's supposed to be pronounced. Yeah.
I think there's most of the time.
I think as long as you can kind of tell what they're trying to say. I mean, there are definite mispronunciations where people add in extra letters when they pronounce things, and people
the common
say
one,
Wendetii.
It's or Wendeti or something like that. And then the tetra. So my video tomorrow is about my puffers, and I was just obsessively looking at, I want to say the Latin name and say it right and sound smart, and then I'm like, well, I guess I'm just going to say it how it looks. Plus, Shouted is not a Latin word. It was named after somebody, and I don't know how to say that guy's name either. So
Did you ask
shouted,
him?
he did.
With no relatives, no
I'm
progeny.
I'm not gonna reach out. No, they did not spawn. They're still young. Well, two of them are young.
My favorite mispronunciation in the hobby is Anubis,
Grant
Egyptian god.
Grant says that. Garden of Eater Grant. He also used to say fluvial. I don't know if he still does. I don't think he does. Yeah, they didn't spawn. Two of them are little.
Call his niece.
You call his niece. I don't want to call.
Does he have a niece?
Doesn't everybody?
Do you have a niece?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to ask Chelsea how to say Latin names. She's either good at it or very confident. So it just sounds. Yeah. If you just flow right through it and don't question yourself or just sound really confident, and people will believe you. And that's how the internet works. Participants list. Here we go.
Participants. So they need to stop lurking if they want to be acknowledged. But if you're lurking, it's okay. Lurking is still engagement.
McLurk away. I like it picks up people before the stream starts too, because we got Rico on the list.
Maybe he's still lurking.
He said, "Have a good stream, peoples." You didn't get a goldfish, did you? I need to know. You say, "When Daddy I," and I'ma silently judge you, even if you say it with gusto. What about cryptocorine? Cryptocorine? Cryptocorin? Cryptocorine?
Cryptocorine.
How about just crypt? Crip. CRIP. I got a bunch of crips in this tank behind me. Goldfish or goldfishes? Better dig a pond.
One for each child. And Josh is a child.
Cryptocurrency win TI. Fortune favors the bold.
You don't know. They might have said cryptocurrency in Latin. It's a dead language. Find someone who speaks Latin.
So, participants include All Things Fish was here.
He's still here.
I think Zen got here first, but it doesn't go that far back. One for each of my tanks. I have like a 3-gallon bowl too. That's fine for a goldfish, right?
It's about as big as the little critter keeper that they're coming in.
Yeah. So whenever I won a goldfish at the fair, I just got a bag, and then I had to make my parents stop by Walmart to get what I thought was a proper tank, which was a half-gallon bowl. I mean, I was 12, so, and the internet was kind of sucky back then.
I wonder if it's the same fair. Maybe I know Annette isn't going to give her location, but maybe Annette could say if the fair is in the state in which she resides, or if it's in a different state.
It's $20 to play the game. So it's a $20 goldfish, I guess, because it comes with the stupid little container and all that. So
don't mix your blood vomits with your crypt flamingos.
My crypt flamingos are doing okay, except for one. Sound test to see if your mic's noise cancellation works, as well as Dan. Go! Does it? Oh. It was just straight up loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thought so. I didn't do it with the same gusto that Dan is able to do it. Anyway, all things fish, Rico Stan, Branton Lightcap, Nancy B in Tennessee, Jenna P 2005, Liquid Zoo Only Fins, Linda Worth, Merrick T, Zen Ginger, Skipper's Aquariums, Big Cat, Nathan Hovey, Outside in Aquatics, Thorn Trap, Smallfish 16, Caitlin DeRosier, Fishfam Link, TJ Autocross, Only Way, Craig's Catfish Cave, Shark Fin Adventures, Only Oscars, Fathom Aquatics, Passing Wind, Scotty the Fish Freak, Boots Cats, ST Cat House, Geek Boy, Coro Works, Lady Rorschach, Dick Signs, Dixon Designs, Mystery Snail Gardens, and Big Steve's Glass Boxes. How big of a house in square feet would you feel comfortable living in if you could never leave for your whole life? 1,600 square feet is the current square footage of our house, and I'm good with that.
I don't know. I think that we would be more comfortable in like at least a 2,000 square foot house because we have to have room for the children to grow up. And also, I would like to have like a different layout of a house. Like whenever I cook, our kitchen is like in the middle of the house.
Yeah.
Basically with nothing, and it's very tiny, and no one can keep me company, and they better not because there's no room for them. Like they'll just be in the way.
Hey, Fish Frenzy Addiction, welcome in. I think whatever size house at right now that we choose, we will bring it to capacity.
Yeah. Also, like
we'll get used to it.
We're at capacity with where our cars are, and eventually we're going to have driving children who are living in the house. So it would also be nice to have space for at least one more car to fit without it having to be a hassle and somebody's got to move their car if they need to leave.
You know what, though? We don't live in a homeowners association neighborhood, and so they will park in the yard and everybody else will deal with it.
No, it took forever for us to even get some grass back after my parents parked in our yard during the flood.
And that grass is going to die again. It's just how it is.
You don't need cars if you can never leave your house. I guess that's a good point.
I had to replace the battery on my car because I forget to even start it up, and the battery died, and I still forgot to start this one up. I need to probably do that so I don't kill another battery.
But like, I don't know, like it's difficult to say you can never leave the house because like that's fine. We can order groceries and we can get food and things brought to us. But like we also have 2 dogs and a cat. If one of them gets sick, like
well, that's different.
You know, it would have to like I had to take Coco to the vet this week to her allergy appointment. And I guess it's not like a super necessity. She was alive before she had her dermatologist, but she was constantly itchy and like not happy. So
hey, Whips World, welcome in. Unhook the battery if it's going to be sitting for that's a good idea. And then I'll get in the car. Why won't it start? Someone would walk
no, someone would feed you.
I like being walk fed though. It's like you feed your fish. Just imagine if there was just like spaghetti that dropped from the ceiling. Like you were just a pet. Dinner time, just starts raining noodles and chicken. Get each of the kids a wheel like Geek has, and you won't have to add them to your insurance plan.
I would be so nervous of them.
I would not like that at all.
We have some people who already drive crazy in this neighborhood.
Yep.
Like every year there are people yelling on the neighborhood Facebook about like a kid almost getting hit at the bus stop because like cars go around the bus while it's stopped. So
people don't care.
No,
Like
they're in
dogs,
a
and
hurry.
people let their dogs roam around, and of course, the people speed through the
Mhm.
neighborhood, so roaming dogs get hit by
Yeah.
trucks. Trucks just keep driving. That's really
Advocate
the
for
main reason why I would want to move, is just to get away from our neighbors. It's kind of been on the decline. Traffic calming. I want chicken wings to fall from my ceiling too.
welcome in Dee Dee
Dee Dee,
and Dennis.
Dennis Christensen, hello, hello.
What could you eat every day?
Spaghetti.
No.
Now, there's really nothing I could eat every single day. Like, I would enjoy it for longer than you would enjoy eating the same thing, but
Yeah.
eventually it would get not fun. Matt is going to get y'all to Iowa. No, I
Why?
was
Is
talking to
corn the thing that you would eat every day?
no, I was talking to Jenna about like the possibility of moving within some amount of years, and how I would be very picky if we didn't stay in this city. I would be very
Mhm.
picky about where we moved, simply because of the water. I would want, not just for the fish, but like, we kind of
For
take our water
drinking
for
water.
granted that it's very good water, like drinkable, and doesn't taste like shit, doesn't have bad stuff in it, has barely anything in it. So Iowa's closed.
Oh, so we cannot move to Iowa no matter what Matt says, because Mike told us it's closed.
Hmm. Like the aquifer that our water comes from is like 14,000 square miles, but it only Baton Rouge, like this city and the surrounding parishes, get their water from here. So wherever we moved out of this city would be something different. Bringing his testing kits, you damn right I would. Absolutely, I would. That would, like, they would look at me weird, and I'd be like, you know what, you have a weird client, so just deal with it. I would
Did
be walking around the house and thinking I could put a rack here, and I could install a sink here, or if there's already a sink in a random room with no windows, that would be fantastic.
was Nathan Hovey on the list before when you called the participants list, or did he just come
Um,
in?
he was high up there. Did we
Okay. We
say?
just hadn't talked in a while.
Well, there he is.
Yeah.
Jenna having to explain how he's not doing anything illegal. Caitlin said, I think Corey did that. Yeah. I mean, if you are really deep into the hobby and you are looking at a new house, probably part of your house buying is going to be, how can I either expand or highly optimize the fish room? Like right now, our fish room is not optimized at all. I have different size of tanks, different
Mhm.
styles of tanks. Some of them are on air,
But
some of them have hang on the back, some of them have those built-in filters, like the all-in-ones. It's kind of all over the place.
our fish room isn't built to be like a utilitarian fish room.
No, it's
It's
not.
built more like a for enjoyment. You had some tanks and you wanted some more, and you needed a space to put them so they could be together largely in the same room.
I think that's how a lot of fish rooms naturally evolve, is you start collecting tanks. At some point
Well,
you realize, like, what's the most efficient way. I mean, some people get a good start and already
yeah,
like know how to do that, but
it
I
depends
kind
on
of
what your purpose is. Like if
mhm.
you are getting a fish room with the intent to breed, and you know that you need culling tanks or you're going to keep so many species, then you're probably planning to be efficient from the beginning.
Yeah. And the other thing you would want to plan for is power efficiency and filter efficiency. Like, I obviously, if I were going to redo a fish room, I would start with a linear piston pump and actually just have a bunch of air driven tanks. But then I would have a separate area for display tanks only, because I don't ever foresee myself getting away from community tanks, display tanks, CO2 injected tanks, plant farms, that kind of stuff. So it's hard, but I also want to do some breeding projects. Those kind of take multiple tanks, and they're not always conducive to a bunch of variety of plants. So it's hard to combine the two together.
Yeah.
Let's see. My cold tap water is 85 degrees. Me too. Same Z's. Water
Well,
changes in the middle of the night just so the tap water is not
mhm.
85 or it's like
Yeah.
81 at
It's been
night.
like upper 90s to 100 degrees all this week.
This
It's
week
going to
sucked.
cool down to like 98 next week. um, welcome in Only Oscars and Fathom Aquatics.
They was here, but welcome again.
Well, welcome
Tank is
again.
looking a little low. Better do a top off to get some clean water in there and bring those nuisance nutrients levels down. That's how that works. You understand how that doesn't work?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I just sometimes I don't want the sarcasm to translate to like advice.
I mean, you're asking me, but I mean, are you also
I'm asking
over
the
asking
world.
the chat? Is
The
the chat
world.
supposed to be like, no, I don't get it. Explain it. Mike's joke
Evaporate.
went over our head.
Yeah.
And then you
Top
shame
offs
Mike.
are just shame Mike.
Welcome in, Renee DeQueer.
Sarcasm knows no bounds. Hi, Renee. Nathan said, I just added a cabinet to my fish room and moved some little shelves around. The cabinet is in hopes of doing live BBS soon. Do you need a cabinet for that though? Like I have the Zis thingy, the
Mhm.
pitcher blender looking thing, and I
Mhm.
just drilled a
Is
hole
it
in the wall and
called
mounted a
the
little PVC
Artemia
Artemia
blender?
blender. And I have a little PVC pipe, like 1 inch diameter PVC pipe, just mounted to the wall vertically, and then the handle goes in there. And I have a little USB heater connected to it. Works perfect. Juanita said Jeff Kane suggested I set up a tank with our well water, plant it, and add a few feeder fish to it and see what happens. What is your opinion? I like the suggestion. Probably. I mean, it's not like well water just because it's hard or like has excess nutrients means it's unsuitable for fish. Like fish are very tolerant and plants are also to a degree really tolerant. It's just some of them will struggle, some of them won't grow at all. It's a wide spectrum, and you might have a tank full of plants that are just kind of barely hanging on, looking kind of pitiful, but doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. It's just depends on what your goals are. I need to do some experiments, just like bring up the hardness on a tank and try different things with it and just see what happens, just for fun. So Kyle says you always need some good displays to have something to look at. Bare bottom breeding tanks can get a bit sad to look at. Yeah, like if you're still enjoying the hobby for what it is and not just like I need to produce fish, I need to produce plants so that I can make a profit to fund the fish room. You know, you got to have, for me at least, I want to have a reason to fund the fish room if I'm going to do that. And display tanks and high tech and high energy tanks, CO2 injected, trying to grow rare shit just to try it. That's still where I'm at. Only tap water. Yeah. Cause I mean tank water tests are gonna be all over the place. So you don't know. You know, I want to know what people's starting parameters are. What do you feed those puffers and how often do you file their beaks? I feed them what they will eat, which is not much. Live snails, lots and
Mhm.
lots and lots of live snails. Sorry, gardens. Don't you dare get a goldfish though. Um,
Vibra bites, they'll eat.
Vibra bites, frozen brine shrimp, and bloodworms, and probably other frozen stuff. The two new ones, the smaller ones, are not as picky as the older one. She is like bloodworms or snails, nothing else, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
It's
And
But the two new puffers, I think they have been more accustomed to vibrobites. They go after them. The larger one, she will try various things and then spit them right out. There's other things she will make a beeline for and approach, like, I'm going to eat this. And then she gets to it and she's like, oh. And then she just turns around and goes away. Like, this is not for me.
And I was going to say, the second part of the question is, how often do you file their beaks? And this was
Never.
kind of like a reason why you were interested in this puffer, is because this is not one that you often have to file.
You know what, though?
I
I
guess
would like
there are
to.
instances where you could, if they're not eating crunchy things ever.
Well, we have somebody in who just joined us who could answer
Yes.
that a lot better. Mountaintop Puffer Keeper. Have you ever had to deal with overgrown teeth or whatever the plates on the spotted Congos?
And
Just curious. I
welcome in
don't know anyone
Mountaintop.
who has, but. And also welcome in Three Idiots Talk Aquariums. That's another great stream / podcast. Highly recommend. The last one, they actually had Rebecca, Freshwater Ichthyology, on.
Yeah.
That also has Cam
Yes.
on that one as well.
And Crowntail, Half
Crowntail.
Moon, and Peplin Creek came in.
Hey, everybody. Whip said, my fish den has definitely evolved, as they all do. I had no real plan to have 8 tanks. I had 3 for a long time with a couch and TV and music, and over time, new tanks push that stuff out. Yeah. You want to try different things, but you also don't want to stop trying the things that you're currently trying. So, new tanks.
So, one of the things, and I was talking to like my neighbor at the bus stop today and thinking about whenever Grant and Shelby were here for Baton Rouge, because when they want it to come to our house, it's like, I mean, we only have 20 tanks up and running. And we were talking about like telling Grant and Shelby you have 20 tanks is like nothing, but telling like a person who doesn't have
literally anybody else in our life outside of Fishfam.
Oh my God.
Literally anybody else that we meet at any other point outside of Fishfam would be like, y'all are weird. Why would you do that?
And it's like, we just have so few tanks compared to a lot of people we know.
Caitlin asked, is it a common thing for most of the country not to get cold water in the summer? So what's weird is the water that comes out of our kitchen sink and the hose outside is colder than the water that comes out of the bathroom, which is where the python reaches and where I can do the filling. I think it depends largely on where your water comes from and also where you live, because it hits the heat index of 100 and something around here, and it sucks. It's bad. Very warm. I mean, none of my quarries breed in the summer. They just kind of take a break. But that might just be a weather thing too. Does anyone else have quarries that spawn in the summer, or do they all kind of take a break until the late fall?
Welcome in, Kelly.
Kelly, what did she say? On our way to Union, Illinois, to visit the Illinois Railway Museum. I am not excited. Jake loves trains, though.
And welcome in, Surf City.
Surf City. So Garden says, has it been like 10 months since Stefan promised us a saltwater tank? It has been. It has been. I'm still going to do it. I just, I got to figure out what I want to, what I'm really waiting for is I want to see a macroalgae tank in person. When we go to the class, Usama's going to have that macroalgae tank set up. I want to learn all the things before I go into it.
Yeah. And also not set it up and then leave on a trip.
That's true. Clash will be our last trip of the year. Well, mine.
It'll be your last trip of the
You're
year.
going to Disney World.
Yeah.
Whip said, eventually I had tanks that fit into the space I have available, but I've been continuously looking to get bigger tanks that fit the same width, meaning 55s turned into 75s, then 90s, and finally 150s. I could see myself consolidating some of my smaller tanks, like the fluval. There's like the stupid fluval flexes that I thought were cool, now that I just fucking hate. Two side by side are taking up space that I could put a 29 in there, and just
Yeah.
why am I doing that? Why?
Eventually, we'll have to also get a fairly large tank for the ghost knife
Mm-hmm. He's
because
getting
he's
big.
probably at like the 8 to 10 inch mark.
Okay,
And
where are we gonna put that though? Like we need to get like 100+ gallon tank for him.
yeah, it will have to do something. I don't know.
I mean, I'm in favor of whatever you want to
Um,
do. I'm just curious
I
what you
don't
think
know.
we're gonna do.
Well, they grow very slow once they like he hasn't grown much over the past few months. He grew the most the first bit that we had him, and now it's like hardly noticeable. So maybe by the time we would be ready to move, we plan for a space for a larger aquarium. If not, we might have to, I don't know, we might have to get something custom made that fits in a certain space, or I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't
Ooh,
know. We might.
custom aquariums like one of those or glass cages. Nah, I've heard some bad stuff about glass
I
cages,
don't
so
know.
I don't know.
I mean, it's something that we probably have a year or more to before we have to do
So Caitlin's will
anything
not
about.
eat brine shrimp. So let's see. Oh, behind in chat.
I'm
Um,
That's why I'm trying to like make sure we hit all the
look at
like
directly at
questions and
Myrtle's
comments.
towel. Do we see? Because
I'm wearing
okay,
Myrtle's shirt. Zen mentioned she
nice.
was wearing hers, I think, in Whip's stream earlier today. And I was like, I'm gonna wear mine. Um, and this he would also eat red worms.
Oh yeah. Oh, live ones. Mm. I have lids, or he would have jumped out. I don't have a lid on this, and I haven't seen a risk of them jumping out, but I do pay attention. I don't feel it like right now where the water line is. That's as high as I like to keep it. Mountaintop puffer keeper. Here we go. I've never had an issue with spotted Congo teeth. I like to feed mine snails a few times a week. Mine will also eat earthworms, frozen tilapia strips with Vitachem, and a little garlic guard. Ooh, can you buy some tilapia strips from the store?
Do you really want me to?
Yeah.
I
I
I
want to
mean
feed them a
probably.
variety of stuff, and right
Yeah.
now it's snails and viper bites, honestly, is and then
Yeah.
bloodworms, which bloodworms, I mean, that's like not feeding them much of anything, right? It's just like ice cream.
Yeah. And then there are people like Surf
Oh,
City, his quarries, Geek Boys quarries, Big Cat. Zen had one pygmaeus egg, but I think Peplin made a good
mm,
point. Ours spawn in the summer, but our
yeah.
summers are not the same.
The only quarries in our house that do not care about the hot water is your orange Venezuelans. I
Yeah.
haven't harvested eggs from them in a while though, and I know Geek is having trouble getting those eggs to hatch and the fry to grow up. That's like it took me a couple of years for the Adolfoy fry. Like eventually something just clicks and it works. I wish I knew exactly what it was, but like Foxy gave me a bunch of tips and I just did all of them at once.
Mhm.
And that's bad science, but it's and now it's become superstition. Like I just give him all the foods, put all this in here, this and that. And yeah, that exact combination is the key.
Um, welcome in Benjamin Peters and Daniel Velez.
Todd, can you just like forget that? That's that dumb moment that I had. We were talking about the rack and you were telling me where to move stuff, and I'm like, where do I move this?
No, we got like we had gotten some like drawers, and I think we were talking about like getting a table. And this is what we did. We got a table that's like empty at the bottom. We can put the drawers under there. And then that cleared up the entire wall. And you're like, but what would we do with the drawers?
I can't visualize. I have to see it. I need diagrams. It's hard to verbally talk it out. Caitlin said mine slammed into the lid multiple times. Oof. Caitlin, did you ever get rid of those praycocks or like teach them not to be dicks or something? Minnow chart swears by glass cages. Not sure what you've heard. Whip, you hear things from people and you forget who you hear them from, but then you remember the information and then it like embeds itself in your brain, and then your brain sees that as somehow a fact, even though it's like not a fact at all. And then I might have heard it from 2 people, and then my brain is like, that means multiple people, and multiple people means at least 20, right? So yeah, I honestly do not know.
Welcome in, Jeff Kane.
Hey, Jeff.
Fish Tanks Direct has an easy build for tanks. Go there and
Cool.
design one frequently. I really want to see a YouTuber do a review of an Aquadream brand aquarium. They're sold on Wayfair.
Wayfair, as good as I need. I can't believe they do.
Did we say hi to Oinky?
No, Oinky. Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, happy belated birthday. Does she know that something is coming to her in the mail?
Now she does.
Yeah.
Hey,
Be on
Oinky,
the
there's
lookout.
something coming to you in the mail from us. It'll arrive tomorrow, I think.
So I should get back to sending you house listenings. I don't know that I want a house that listens. That sounds creepy.
Bug house. Where are you in chat? I'm so confused.
I am almost to the bottom, but don't worry, I'm looking at it live to see things in case people come in. Like Shane's Tanks and Bowls just came in.
So many YouTubers have custom aquarium tanks, but no one has Aquadream tanks you can get on Wayfair. That's probably what happened. As I heard someone with a custom aquarium tank that was singing their praises, and then I heard someone say or read someone say, "Glass cage is bad. Rebel, I'm mad." But yeah, I'm glad people are chiming in about glass cages. I see in chat, because like I don't want to just
said that he got one and it's thick glass, it's solid tank.
Yeah, I have zero experience with glass cages. It just something popped in my head that someone said something about it. But I mean, also people have had bad experiences with Dan's fish, but overwhelmingly most people haven't. But if you just like hear someone say something about Dan's fish like didn't go well, then you're just like, oh, I heard Dan's fish isn't the best, and isn't that great, and becomes this whole thing. The tilapia deal is handy for the protein with all the puffers here, in my opinion. How are those eggs doing, Mountaintop? He only has a few hundred.
Your puffers don't need a 240-gallon tank. My ghost knife needs at least 100-gallon tank.
Yeah.
Dee said we could be very happy in Eastern North Carolina.
Could be.
Everybody could also be happy in Louisiana.
And I guess I told Nancy at some point that her water was acceptable, yeah, or like decently okay, kind of. Cat house, yeah, glass cage is taking the aquascape competition, and it's solid, super thick glass. I mean, they're built individually, so, and they're not mass produced, so it's gonna probably be on an individual basis. And you never know, like maybe the complaint that I read was that it broke in transit, and like they probably replaced it. But if you're expecting a tank to arrive that day and it's broken, that sucks.
Welcome in, Foxy and Elfish Tanks.
Shane's Tanks and Bowls.
I said Shanks.
Shanks, Tanks, and Shanks. Shanks, Tanks, and Bowls. Monster Fish Gal and Better Aquatics.
Yeah.
I said it first.
Okay. Is it a competition?
Yes, I win.
You think Foxy was here when Peplin was here, or you think she like purposely refused to listen until she came in?
Yep.
$6,000 for a 260-gallon tank on Wayfair.
Holy crap. I mean, I haven't priced a tank that large in years, but Mountaintop. Any good paramecium culture methods? I basically need gallons. Yeah. For spotted Congo spawn, that is probably 800. 800 to 1,000 fry. Holy crap. Jeff's doing some paramecium stuff. Jeff, what are you doing?
Jeff Kane, the rainbow fish breeder expert.
Yeah, the prolific rainbow fish breeder, giving Gary Lang a run for his money because he loves rainbow fish. Has some parameciums. And did I see J-Rock post something on a community post today?
I don't know what you saw.
Did you see it?
No. I had a 3-hour work meeting, and then I fed you lunch, and then I took a nap. And then I watched one Disney video, and then kids were home.
AI chat summary is hilarious. It says we're all talking about shipments of tilapia. Those AI chat summaries need a little bit of work, but they're getting there. Let's see. Is Surf City Skipper, that sucks. Prayers for your wife. Yeah. Skipper experienced a pretty close loss recently. His father-in-law. It sucks. Fathom says, today I found out Zoomed makes a 28-gallon lowboy. Oh, I've heard like 30-gallon long / lowboys and 29s and stuff. I just, I would need the lateral space for that. It would be cool though. Grow the shit out of some plants.
Do we want to live closer to Mike or closer to Matt? Mike said
No.
that Iowa is closed, so that's not even an option.
Who currently lives closest to us? And that's the answer. Does Mike live more southern? Let's see.
If you're gonna move somewhere, Seattle has pretty great water, high cost of living.
Yeah, that's the other thing is we both work from home, and technically we could work anywhere. So why would we want to go live somewhere that costs too much to live? If we're not even going to leave the house, well, I'm not going to leave the house. So as long as the inside of the house is good. Mike says, if you were going to drop the dough on a nice custom display tank, would you choose glass or acrylic, and why? I don't have enough info. I don't have any experience using an acrylic tank other than that I know they scratch easily. And given the way I just kind of walk around the house and generally just exist, I tend to scratch things and break things and have accidents.
Okay, but I think at some point, size-wise, acrylic, just for the weight difference, like if we were getting a 250-gallon aquarium, you're going to need other men to help you maneuver that tank, whereas an acrylic tank is going to be much lighter, right?
You think I can't find some men?
Who are you going to get? Name the men.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. What are we talking about? Moving it? Well, I don't know. I not thinking about the whole like moving it, because this 90-gallon is also going to be a pain in the ass to move.
Yeah. So when you find the men to move that, then we can consider.
I need some theoretical men to volunteer to help me move a theoretical tank, please.
Hey, congratulations, Branton Lightcap.
Did he say the secret word?
He did.
Help.
So we'll get to that, but go ahead and in chat, enter #tape for a chance to win a pack of aquarium background tape, which I think we determined You don't have to use it for a background. You can put it wherever you want on your tank.
No. You have to.
Anyway, so this is where we were. Skipper said his kids were thrilled with this stuff. I'm assuming that is the stuff from Fishmas in July. I'm glad that your kids loved it. I don't know if the person wanted it to be a complete surprise, but someone won that item, and then they messaged me and said, I think Skipper his family could use this to help cheer him up. So
are we not gonna reveal who did? Is it
they can reveal themselves if they want. It's not for me to spoil anyone's surprise. Welcome in Featherfin Films.
Featherfin Films, welcome in. Mexicali and Darlene and Stan Pittman have also joined the chat.
And Smallfish 16.
And Smallfish 16 has been here, but that's okay. I'm sorry that she forgot you were here, Smallfish 16.
Okay.
I apologize. Has anyone here kept hinge mouths? I don't know what that is. Is it a fish? I bet it's a fish.
I hope so.
Are you going to have me up so we can bash rainbow fish together at some point? The rainbow fish debate. They don't all look like that. Wanky says, thank you in advance. My dad always laughs at my bunny hopping of joy when I receive mail from my ever awesome friends from Louisiana. It's always a plushie.
Only Oscar said, I used duct tape. It matched the background.
My chat summary says the P's are moving to Iowa and looking for an 8,000 square foot house.
Are you assisting with helping us pay for that? Because
or is the cost of living rock bottom low? Was it like 20?
That doesn't sound like a good place to live.
Fixer upper, $20 a square foot, maybe. So Daniel ordered 3 35-gallon tanks from Waterbox. All arrived in mini pieces. Customer service is great, but prefer the tanks intact.
Oh, you asked who is closer. Mike is in Oklahoma, so he wins. He's closer.
Congrats. Anyone else in Oklahoma? How's the water? I know Oklahoma itself is not exciting, but Baton Rouge is not exciting either. Is it Darrow worm culture nearly dried out due to my negligence. When I added water, I had a lot of paramecium, not enough to feed 800 baby puffers. Yeah, how long do those puffers need to be on that paramecium diet?
Did Matt even say hi back to Jeff after he wasted his member milestone?
I don't know. That would suck. I'd feel really bad for Jeff.
Whip said Tennessee is full. We can't live there.
Okay. Oh, 8 jars going. I don't think anyone has enough paramecium for 800 puffer fry. And that's all they will freaking eat? Man, that is crazy. You would think they would want to live more than that and would be willing to eat other things. They must be really tiny.
Okay. Now the AI summary will say that Stephen is looking for men.
What does the aquarium background tape do exactly? Well, you take your aquarium backgrounds and you use the aquarium background tape to tape the aquarium background to your aquarium, and then you have an aquarium background thanks to aquarium background tape. There you go.
Oh, just fly Jeff down and he'll help you move tanks.
And then we'll go collecting. We can get mosquito fish right out front here out of my ditch. It's rained recently. No, maybe not.
So Matt used his to say hi to Jeff, and now that they've both used theirs and they can't use it again,
boy will just be ignored. So I see hashtag tape happening in the.
Here you go.
Will aquarium background tape be sufficient to tape Matt's mouth shut for extended periods of time?
if you're taping him to an aquarium.
It's pretty strong. It's like a thick, double-sided clear tape. And I found that you can cut it, and you could probably tape a lot of backgrounds.
You should look up a hinge mouth and pull up an image.
I shall. Hinge mouth fish. Image.
Skipper
Okay,
had to go to bed because he has to wake up at 4 a.m.
Holy God. 4 a.m. Eastern. I will be awake at that time because I am behind on water changes.
Come to Washington, you get both the Wet Spot and Aquarium Co-op, and we get a net and good water.
And good water, at least for plants. I mean, good water that doesn't have anything in it is good water as like a starting point for anything, because mineralization, especially if you can just use like a calcium carbonate source, would be pretty cheap.
How much background could aquarium background tape if aquarium background tape can tape backgrounds?
Aquarium background tape would tape if all the tape it could tape. Wait, no. If aquarium background tape could tape aquarium backgrounds. I'm going to share my screen.
Anyway, Rachel said hi to Mike. Oh, Matt paid so that he could say hi to Geek Boy. Thank you, Matt.
Now, this probably isn't what I'm looking for,
you,
but
Mike.
What the fuck is this? Deep sea fish that has human facial expressions.
I saw,
It's all Reddit. I don't even know if that's real.
Jeff over here said, move to Wisconsin. We need more fish tube representation. I'll drive
Wisconsin
one
has
U-Haul.
pretty good water, too.
Peplin and Jake can each drive one as well. Not wasting anything on my chat summary. What is this newfound nonsense? Welcome in, Gina.
Gina, it's AI's attempt at understanding what chat's talking about. Donald Trump is a fish.
Welcome in, J-Rock.
J-Rock. We're looking at hinge mouth fish. I guess this is probably what. That's cool.
Mike, Scotty is volunteering you to tell the name of someone on Aquabid who does paramecium cultures, I think. I guess he thinks you know this person.
Like a lot of paramecium. Like, give me all of your paramecium, like Ron Swanson ordering the bacon and eggs. Like, sir, I don't think you understand. I need
all of. Thank you, Roxanne. So I believe Butterfly and Lillian are just a few days apart in their birthday. Lillian turned 13 on Monday, so we officially have a teenager. And I think Butterfly also turned 13.
Yep. 2 teenagers. That's cool fish.
Paul Pierre. That's the person. Oh, and then he knew it immediately.
Fish Guy, 1955. So that's somewhere to start, at least, mountaintop.
So now, anytime anyone needs to know any person in the fish community, count on Mike. He knows. That's what I learned.
Yep. Small fish going to bed. Good night. Aquarium Domain. Welcome, Jeremy. What did you think, Whips World? What did you think of Rod's description of you yesterday? A less fat, big, rich. The hinge mouth.
Move to Iowa and buy an 8,000 square foot home for pennies on the dollar. Sure, you'll be in constant fear for your lives, but worth it.
Well, you know what? When we get murdered, we'll have a Sulan scanner cover the story, right? It'll be his fault too, but How big do these get? Come on, give me fish information, internet. Looks like a little arowana.
But like,
see, I thought it was bigger, and now we have this little. This is not in English. Come on, internet. Translate it. There we go. Between 22 and 25 centimeters. So 25 centimeters, that is like 10 inches. Yeah? Did I get that right? Yeah.
No. 2.54
yeah?
centimeters and 1 inch.
Yeah? Did I get that right?
I don't know.
Anyway, pretty cool. Mountaintop says, we have been emailing. Just tell him, do you understand how urgent this is? I have 1,000 mouths to feed. Hey all, while we are talking fish here, I just got word from a guy who is being evicted due to his fish tanks. To prevent eviction, he has to get rid of all of his fish. Anyone interested? So that's PNW area.
Yeah, well, she said she's happy to ship them and she's going to get a list of species. Maybe she can post the list of species in Fishcord so that if people are interested,
yeah,
they can let her know.
That sucks. Why are landlords like so paranoid about fish tanks? I guess I kind of get it, because if they don't know how responsible the owner is, and
yeah,
a busted 40-gallon tank can on a top floor is it's a bad time.
Is there anyone in this chat who can say that they've never overflowed an aquarium? Which isn't even busted, but
if you haven't, I don't believe you. But my worst nightmare is waking up and seeing one of the tanks has split a seam. I don't know how common and like how susceptible even the Aquarium tanks are to that, but it's a real fear. It's weird. As a fish keeper, suddenly our brain becomes acutely aware of that sound of water hitting the floor. Kind of like when you have a baby, that your own baby's cry like pierces through all other noise and wakes you up immediately.
But then you hear other babies like out in the wild and you're like, oh, it's a baby crying.
No, it's your baby. It's like it just raises your cortisol levels or something. I don't know.
Oh, and then you like hear phantom cries sometimes. Did you get the phantom cries?
Oh, yeah, all the time. Passing wind.
Congratulations, Aquarium Domain, on 100,000 subs. That's a big accomplishment.
Hell yeah, well earned too. He makes some fantastic videos, great content, very consistent too, which helps. And also doing some shit that I couldn't even dream of doing in terms of those giant freaking tanks. So passing wind, what do you think of F-zone regulators? I think that you're kind of throwing a dart at a dartboard with your eyes closed when you buy one, but it doesn't mean that you're going to have one that instantly kills your fish. It's just not the most consistent quality. They're not the most reliable in terms of like keeping the needle valve dialed in and maintaining a bubble rate. That said, I started with F-zone regulators and slowly replaced them over time. It was just a unnecessarily expensive mistake that I made when trusting all of them. But one of them is still in operation and is doing just fine. And I had at some point 1, 2, 3, 4 in operation. So like they could be fine. They could be terrible right out of the box. They could be fine for a year and then do an end of tank dump because the working pressure gauge like fucks up on you. And yeah. But I mean, that could happen to any of the regulators I have now. And I think there's a horror story about every brand of regulator, even the high end ones. So
Yeah.
you never know. It's just one of those things where you got to keep an eye on it. It's a point of failure. CO2 can kill your fish if you are just kind of taking it for granted and not monitoring it. And it lowers the risk of killing your fish if you have a high-end, like, reliable regulator. So I would recommend like skipping all the other stuff and just going to that. But that said, I have not tried the DIY CO2 stuff. I haven't tried what's it called? I'm drawing a blank. Whatever the fluval thing.
Oh, the fluval, like,
I mean, that is DIY
mini?
CO2 as well, but the little, no, don't get the little mini cartridge one, but like the reaction ones.
Okay.
And I haven't tried every regulator out there either. Even like
Yeah.
the cheap ones and stuff. So
this is like a horror story.
I came home from work and my 75 I had at the time, only an inch left of water. All fish lived, but I had to gut the basement floor and redo the carpet. Yeah. That's 75. It doesn't look like a lot of freaking water when it's in the tank, but when it spreads out across your floor, it's a lot of water.
This made me kind of laugh.
I'll be filling a tank and walk away. It's over at that point. Might as well have walked away to get towels because I forgot I was. Yeah, I mean, like J-Rock said, that's ADHD. I got ADHD. I know the feeling. If you pivot away from one task you're doing, that task doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. And maybe an hour later you panic and like, holy shit, I forgot. But that's, it's way too late at that point.
Yeah.
Viewers are having an animated discussion about fish tanks, their sizes, where to keep them, and issues they face with aquarium. Oh my God, it's actually about aquariums. Nice. A snail eating fish for a 29 gallon. Tetraodon shouted any. A single one in a 29 would work.
Yeah. I mean, you could also go with loaches. Yeah. Zebra loaches as well. For the bigger one, like coolie loaches will eat some snails too, but not the larger ones, right?
I mean, they'll try. It just depends on how. Also what kind of snail problem. Because if it's a Malaysian trumpet snail problem, then a spotted Congo isn't going to touch them.
Probably
in my experience, mountaintop. If you've gotten your spotted Congos to eat Malaysian trumpet snails, I would love to hear about that because I have an abundance of those. But I think their shells are too hard and pointy, and then Oscars eat snails too, but 29 gallon. Maybe for a while when they're small. I was waiting for this.
This?
No, Mike. If you overflow a tank, does that count as 110% water change? 300%? Yeah, it does. It counts as some amount.
Geek Boy says his Zodiac loaches eat all the snails.
Okay, yeah. There's a variety of loaches that will do it for sure.
Yeah. Mountaintop says I did DIY CO2 right up until it gassed my planted 40 breeder of bucktooth tetras.
8 years ago. So the DIY CO2 scene seems to have changed a lot. It used to be the DIY CO2 setup was 2 Coke bottles and some yeast and sugar or whatever kind of whatever they used for it. Now they have those pressurized containers, and some of them have regulators built into them. So I think they've improved a lot. And the only issue that I see with them is how long they last. But J-Rock, we were talking in his community post today that he had one that lasts a few months on a tank. I think it just depends on your water chemistry and how much CO2 you can get, how little CO2 you can get away with injecting.
Welcome in, Joy of Fish Keeping. So It is confusing that it's tetraodon, but it's a puffer fish.
Yeah.
It's the puffer that's behind you,
Yeah,
the
the
shouted
spotted
denier or
Congo.
spotted Congo puffer.
Yeah, I mean, it's a $150 to $200 fish, so it's not I wouldn't recommend getting one just to control the snail population. It's you're getting a water puppy, like, pet type of thing, and, they don't eat all snails. Passing Wind said, "There's a guy on Marketplace who wants to sell me a Milwaukee regulator like I already have, except that he says the solenoid's a bit iffy, so he's only charging $40 for it. It's 83 brand new." I see. I couldn't say yes or no to that. And Kelly, she had one, a Milwaukee, and that was the brand that made her quit the hobby for several years after it killed all of her fish. F zones is, also have gassed out fish as well. I think they are all capable of doing that. Just the more expensive ones have better builds and are less likely to do that due to its own failure. But I've gassed a tank of fish because of my own negligence. But I still have that regulator and still use it. It's still reliable. I just don't do stupid things anymore.
Before we get, because it's already 9:42.
Oh shit.
Do we want to really quickly have Zen ask Fishfam Link to pick someone who said tape?
Yep, hurry up. Hashtag tape. If you want some aquarium background tape, tape your aquarium backgrounds to your aquariums. Mountaintop's hoping to drop that price long term. Yeah, we got to saturate the hobby with water puppies. For sure.
So this is tape. It can be sent anywhere. I have international stamps, so it is free to send. I know Matt loves whenever I say that because I already bought it.
Girl math.
Yeah.
Is that girl math? Is that sexist? Yeah, of course it's sexist, but I don't care.
I feel like they did that.
Zen.
She said that she didn't even enter. Okay, ask them to pick another person.
What the fuck? That is rigged. I'm declaring shenanigans.
Okay, let's see who the second.
That's horseshit. It is.
Okay, Sharkfin Adventures. Do we have Sharkfin's address?
I don't remember.
Sharkfin, send us your address just in case.
Yeah.
So that I can mail this out to you. Let me write it down so that I don't forget.
Alrighty.
Sent Shark.
Let's play a game.
Adventure.
So last
more than one adventure. Oh, he said, please give it to George. George RB3 or a different George?
George RB3? George RB3, are you here? George RB3. I mean, I know
George RB3.
So.
Well, thank you and welcome in vibes.
Oh, if he's not here, we just send it to him with no explanation or any context. Like, here's some tape. That'd be fun. So last week we did asking AI to draw a fish based on its scientific name. And we're gonna do that again, but we're also gonna do logos as well. So it's half and half.
Half and half.
Let's start with the logos. We'll start with this one. It's all zoomed up. Got it zoomed up on the logo.
George of the jungle. Watch out for that tree.
Vibes, thanks for the super sticker. $1.99.
It says tired.
Tired. I actually slept well. Long and well.
Yeah, we'll say refresh. I typed it in chat.
Refresh.
Typed it for you. Oh, that's so easy. It's just zoomed up just a little bit.
You know who it is, though, because I told you.
I do.
Yeah.
You didn't actually show me this one though.
But you know.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did you give Branton Lightcap 5
No.
points for guessing the secret word?
No, I didn't. Thank you for reminding me. Branton, your score has moved from 2 to 7. Just like that. What the fish leaders? We got Myrtle Singh with a simple 1,986 points. Zen Ginger with 212. And Boots Cats sneaking up on you with your 36.
76. It sounded like you said 36.
76. And nobody. No? Okay. Now we go to 3 points. This helps, right? This is better?
Yeah.
Easier? Okay.
Now you can tell what it is.
Joy of fish keeping ? Oh, because you were Joy of fish keeping was one of the guesses. We're playing a game where you see which you try to guess whose Fishfam logo is this, and it's zoomed in really close. So
it's definitely Smokey the Bear.
Could be. Scotty has 37. What the fish points? Huh.
Let's see.
Thought this one would be a little easier, but
it's apparently not.
The theme for What the Fish is going to be really freaking hard.
Yeah, maybe. Somebody like Alishon will come in, won't even know that he was here, and he'll be like, by the way, the theme is this.
He'll just join the stream and type the right answer without even knowing.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody knows. 2 points.
Looks more like Roadrunner than Smokey.
Alishon's pretty smart. One smart fella. He felt smart.
Mm-hmm.
Really friggin' hard, the theme. Like, really friggin' hard waterfish.
Fat Kitty's eye. Is Fat Kitty blue?
Oh, I think y'all are going to be upset.
Big Steve is a good guess, but it's not the correct guess.
Yeah. Is it Alishon? No, it's Big Brother. Okay. All right. 1 point. Now somebody's going to get it.
Little Steve.
Big Steve, Little Steve, MSG. Fantastic freak. Yeah, I saw his stream yesterday.
About
replay.
Finley.
Like, God, that sucks. He was very emotional too, and I don't blame him. Like, you have fish that you care about, and then you have fish that are just like the core of like why you're doing this. And I think that was his. Finley was his, and I just can't imagine.
Okay, I see 3.
Did Peplin get it? No.
So Annette.
Foxy got it though. That's good.
Foxy and Rachel.
Nice.
That's blue. Is that the name of the fish? Oh, I guess it is. R.I.P. Blue. Unfortunately, you didn't identify your fish in the first 3.
You said Foxy, Gardens, and who?
Boots Cats.
Boots. All right.
Those were the first 3.
Okie dokie.
We have the grandbaby distracting us, but you still got the point. You got the point to show that you pay attention to Brian's logo.
All right, and this one wasn't I before Foxy? Oh, well, let's see.
Who? Dee Dee? So I see Dee Dee said Whip's World, and then Fantastic Freak, and then Foxy.
Did you guess Peplin, Dee Dee? I don't see you guess Peplin. That's who it was, just to clarify. Zen, New Local Austin, me? Just a collection of colors. Okay, Dee Dee thought it might have been Fox,
Yeah.
like it was Foxy, but just Peplin.
Yeah. But don't worry, we felt bad for a moment.
Briefly.
And Steven can apologize to you.
I will save that for the wheel. Dee Dee gets one apology per week.
So if you do anything to her, she has to still wait for the wheel to receive her apology.
Unless she wins.
What? This would
Maybe
be
I'll-
such a mean thing for
Then I
you
will
to
apologize for
do.
not
Like,
apologizing.
not her
Marie,
pure and
regular
shrimple.
account. Just Marie, what? Yeah, her. Okay, no one got it.
Wait,
on that.
no,
Huh?
someone did,
What?
and you missed it.
Oh, snap! Good
So
job, Linda.
only one
Yeah.
person.
Yep, it's
She got it
fresh.
at 4.
I saw someone had guessed it earlier for Peplin's logo.
Yeah.
Good job, Linda. It's Rebecca.
I can tell that Zen is excited.
Good.
For Linda.
Cool. Me and Zen did so well at the quiz today. Graham's quiz.
Did you?
No.
I was.
So many freaking Olympics questions.
That was whenever I was finishing up work and then talking to Lillian about her day because they just started school yesterday. Started back up.
How I didn't even. Zachary must have just went straight to his computer. How was his day?
He said it was good. Yesterday was their first day of school, and I asked Zachary how his day of school was, and he's like, terrible. The bus ride was awful. And it's like, that's such a small portion of your day.
Remember, he used to base his day on lunch. Like,
yeah.
Like, how was your day? Oh, we had spaghetti for lunch.
He said that his bus ride is like a roller coaster, and she speeds through the speed bumps.
So this is me asking Dolly 3 to, what's wrong with spaghetti? Well, nothing except if it's school spaghetti. It's probably hit and miss. So this is me asking Dolly 3 AI art to draw a fish, and I just type in the scientific name, and that's all the information I give it. And it's wrong.
I don't know what it is, but I would
wrong.
keep it. Yeah, it's wrong for a very specific reason as well.
Does it even have the right finish? I think it might, but
yeah, I would say the shape of the fish is probably pretty close.
Let me see. Looking at the
and I would say the
the
pattern
finish is pretty good. Like
the pattern of the fish is close.
This is a problematic fish to identify because of the common name is all over the place and is mislabeled frequently, and even like the good ones, multiple species are named that, and yeah.
So I just see 2.
Yep.
I see 3 now.
3. Okay. Mike Crowntail and Bootscats. It's the SAE.
Zen.
And oops, sorry.
Mike Crowntail
Popped up
Zen.
at the same time. Mike Crowntail Zen.
So the problematic part of what they drew is that this line doesn't I'm pointing with my arrow like anyone can see, but the line doesn't go all the way through to the back of the tail, and that's like the big thing to tell if it's not a flying fox, right?
Yeah.
You should give Boots Cats points since you mistakenly said her name.
Yeah, and she was like right there at the same time, so
Yeah.
that's why I misread it.
That's right. Mike has 1 point.
Nope, this is a 2-pointer, so Mike has 2 points now. Welcome to the board.
Done answering for the night. I got my point. I'm satisfied.
All right. I love this one. I like that it rendered it pretty photorealistic. Like,
yeah.
this could be a real fish.
The colors of this fish are not right. But you know what?
That
It
didn't take
doesn't
long.
matter.
That didn't take long at all. American flag, Florida flag, either one. There we go. So
Boots
Dee Dee
Cats.
and Benjamin.
Yep.
Yeah.
There were two, and I was like, this one looks more like a flag. 'Cause there was one that had like the shape pretty right on.
They took it very literally when we asked for.
That's an America fish. America.
America. Fuck yeah. All right. I'm going on shape. This is stupid.
Well, you know what is the correct shape? Potentially.
Then you have to release your derangement to see these fish. Did you use common names or scientifics? Only scientifics. Because of shit like this. Because I just I type in the scientific name, and that is, and I'll type in photorealistic, comma, scientific name, and that's the only information I give it. And it's not very good at it. Okay, here we go. Country name, fish with 3-word names, Olympic theme.
Oh yeah, the Olympics are going on. What did you like? Scratch out the tail? You're like,
the proportions are wrong. This is why I do that initial sketch to make sure it looks right. Zebra pleco, pleco spotted, sturgeon.
We'll see. Deadpool Wolverine theme. We did see Deadpool and Wolverine.
It's a good movie if you've seen like the whole Marvel universe. You have to have seen about 40 movies to get every single reference.
So Mike is not done getting points, by the way.
Good job, Mike.
Mike, Benjamin, and Dee Dee.
Mike, Benjamin. So Mike, you got 3 points. Benjamin, 21 points. And Dee Dee, you've got 12 points. Cool. Green pooper, the alleged pleco. Stefan nightmare theme, colors theme. This is, y'all gonna be pissed at this theme. This is all Jenna's idea too, just so you know.
Well, I mean,
yes, I have to
approve
approve it. Yeah, I know, but just these that are that are particularly infuriating, I like to give you full credit for. I just had to approve it. Bluefish. Easy theme.
You know what?
This
Only
is
Oscars isn't that far off with the name for this fish.
I didn't even know this was. I didn't know anything about this fish.
This is an eating fish.
They all eat.
No, that's a fish that people eat.
I don't know if I've ever had it, or maybe if I have, it was one of those like generic fish dishes where they just substitute in whatever fish they can get at the time.
And I don't know.
Is it? Do you know if it's freshwater or saltwater?
I would think, based on the name of the fish, that it is freshwater.
Oh yeah. Okay, you're right.
And I see the answer. I'm not going to be too specific about it because, yeah, it's called a lake whitefish.
And Nancy got it too. And
I see Catahoulus.
Crown.
Nancy
and,
B.
Okay.
And yeah, Crown.
Benoski, welcome in.
Tail. So we have a green phantom pleco, a white fish.
That doesn't help them at all. Okay, so Nancy, Cat House, and who else?
Crown tail. Way to pick the most generic common name on the face of the planet.
I know. What is this fish? Is almost like it was made to be eaten by people. Not even that like pretty of a fish.
People keep guessing colors theme, but no.
All fish have color, some kind of color. I was a little lazy with drawing yesterday. Forgot why.
Because you're tired?
I mean, that's every day, all the time.
Every day.
Okay, that was quick.
Yeah. Catahoulus.
Colored that skirt.
All things fish. Dee Dee.
Okay. Catahoulus. Mike, you have 4 points tonight.
Yeah. That's a ruby barb.
Sure, why not? You can call it whatever you want. It's a common name. Like Zen was trying to help, giving to help her identify some boosts that she has, and it was possibly Ketagang. But then I showed her, like, here are 2 pictures of boosts that are labeled as Ketagang, and they like look very different. So I think people just call it whatever the hell.
It's not a Teletubbies theme. It's not an Olympic ring theme. It's not.
Is there a black Teletubby? You having trouble with the? Okay,
yeah,
there we go.
I was.
I was having trouble filling in the black script tetra and like closing in the lines. I kept turning the whole screen black. Power Rangers theme. Boost names are like zoanthids. They are all made up and none of them matter. Everything's made up and the points don't matter.
And it's not Phantom themed. No, it's not.
Whose boost is it anyway? Fish we eat. I have never tried a black skirt tetra, but I'll try anything once. Need a lot of them though. Fish native to Brazil.
Well, Mike is on a roll tonight. It
Damn,
is a peppermint angel, Mike, crown tail, and Alishon.
Mike.
So now people want to say this is peppermint a color? Or is angel a color? There was a green phantom pleco, a lake whitefish, a black skirt tetra, a peppermint angelfish.
Jelly beans. No.
They may need the last thing
I kind of figured.
to get the theme.
Ghost.
And this is the thing that the whole theme was built around.
just to have plants. I'm gonna fill up the new.
What if they thought it was a fish?
No, I have more faith in our chatters. I just want to add more plants to the wet your plants thumbnail. And there is a pink flamingo on the wet your plants thumbnail already, just so you know. Let me give it a little bit.
Yeah.
Lady R, grandmother is in the hospital. We are all dealing with trauma. I'm sorry, Lady R. I know that sucks. Blood vomit was last week.
Yeah. Well, I see 2 and the theme.
Oh, who got the theme?
Hold on, right there.
Dee Dee, good job.
Dee Dee.
It's tease.
And so we're just giving 2, right?
Yeah.
Mike was
Zen
like,
Mike.
hey, it's a
I knew Mike
try.
would get it. Mike, you had 0 points and now you have 6. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's a Hygrophila chai. I was telling Stephen, like, he wanted to have more plants drawn, and I'm like, name some plants that you think are interesting. And he named it, and I'm like, you know what?
That's horseshit.
Let me look up tea stuff.
Wait, Cat House, you didn't guess it earlier, did you? Or are you just...
No, she guessed it after Dee Dee. Because Dee Dee said it up here, and then...
Okay. So yeah, pink flamingo is not a tea, but chai is. This is Hygrophila chai. This is a mutation of Hygrophila arugea or something. Yeah, I don't know. And it's I don't know. Is it harder than pink flamingo? I feel like pink flamingo doesn't give a shit what your water is. It's either gonna grow or not. Whereas chai, it requires the perfect conditions, like very low KH, very clean water, very nutritious substrate, all the CO2. I tried it once, I didn't try very hard, but I did have it in distilled water, and it just kind of went away. And I was looking at reference photos, and there's reference photos of people who have just a huge carpet of it, and I'm like, that's not realistic. I'm gonna draw a year's worth of growth right here, and that's what you get.
Dee Dee, the Florida flagfish wasn't part of the What the Fish theme.
That was the AI.
Yeah.
So it was like green tea, white tea, black tea, peppermint tea, and then chai.
Yeah, which I think just means tea.
Chai tea. Does it taste like chai? Very expensive way to find out.
So,
what else?
Well, are we ready to give something away since we only have 20 minutes left?
Sure.
We can. I'm going to have to turn this off.
At least it wasn't shitty.
Because this is a blue and green. It's a like reticulated 3D axolotl fidget.
Did we get that from the Photos thing?
Yes.
Cool. It's very green.
Well, see, when you turn it, it's blue and green. Like it's holographic, kind of.
What does Benjamin want me to do to the wheel? Damn.
Start feeling up the wheel. Or
All right,
maybe
wheel.
he used text to speech and he said filling up the wheel.
Are you saying that he might have a slightly southern accent?
He lives in Alabama, so he might.
Yeah.
I don't. We've met him, and I don't feel like he had some type of
He just
remarkably,
sounded like everybody else to me.
like I don't remember him having an especially thick accent.
Well, I think hashtag feel will be the
Okay, hashtag feel. He
hashtag for
said
tonight.
feeling.
Feeling.
Start feeling in that wheel.
Feel it up. Here we go. Hashtag feel.
So yeah,
Yeah,
like at the right angle, it's blue, but
turn it around. I want to see it disappear.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Gina, you didn't even try to guess any of these fish.
there was a saltwater fish in there.
There was. Gina's working too hard. She's missing out on wasting YouTube time and stuff, you know. Gina, we need you to squander more of your time, please.
Annette just sent the chat summary. Viewers are responding to Mike's tea-themed aquarium build. Opinions are divided about whether it looks good, with some viewers expressing appreciation
making shit up now
for the unique theme and others finding it strange.
So what would a tea-themed aquarium, first of all, obviously tons and tons of botanicals because you got to darken that water. And then do you just start adding all of these
full of hygro chai?
That would be very incompatible, but black skirt tetra and a tannin stained water would be a good combination.
So this is a good question for Matt, or I guess for you to see. So
he's on the
first,
wheel.
thank you, Mike. But yeah, did it put it on the wheel?
Yeah, it did it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good to know. Yeah, he didn't do it earlier.
So Mike, people are they're conflicted about if your tea-themed aquarium is going to be good or not.
Leaf
got
fish
some
in
mixed
a tannin
reviews.
tank. Yeah.
Zen just sent her chat summary. Viewers are saying goodbye to Whip.
Oh, bye, Whip. Where are you going, Whip?
And sharing their feelings about the live stream with hashtags.
They are all feeling hashtag feel.
Some are discussing 3D printing in chai tea, while others are expressing their love for aquatic animals and fish keeping.
Mike, describe this tea tank you got. He says it's going to be freaking badass. Obviously, dirt and no water changes. There's no reason for that. Like, got to keep that tea color going. Hey, Henry.
Welcome in, Henry.
Hashtag feel if you want to feel an axolotl 3D print thingy.
Yeah. It's blue and green.
Or you
depending
can,
on how you turn it.
You can enter on behalf of Rachel because Mini Boots apparently would very much like it. Nathan, we just said it. God damn it.
This. It's
a
a 3D printed reticulated axolotl that is blue and green.
Yeah, he saw it. I figured he chimed in right at the time we said it.
Annette is still...
Oh, Annette's, yeah. And okay, so there is no one named Inside Out though, so I think Kyle is safe. Boston Harbor Biotope circa 1773.
Inside Out Aquatics, where you just rip open everything, turn it inside out.
Mm-hmm.
You go dirt, of course, banana stems.
Ugh.
And an ADA RGB solar.
Oh, I have had the air stone off in that that 2-gallon disgusting tea tank for. I've had that running for a while now. I haven't tested the pH in a while, but that is disgusting water. It's also evaporated, so it's super concentrated. I forgot why I was even doing that.
You were testing to see if it would lower the pH KH significantly, right?
Well, I saw a short today that said, just put your tap water straight into the tank. Don't worry about it. So,
like don't even dechlorinate it?
no, there were no nuances. It was a YouTube short. Let's skip all that. Just put your tap water in your tank. Okay. Everybody go do that. I don't care what's in your tap water.
Well,
I do care a lot. I do. I
you
care
care
more
about
than
what's in other people's tap water too.
I care more than a reasonable person should care, but I still do because, yeah, I'm weird like that. Well, tap water, that's
Yeah.
just fine too. Just find all them zinc tolerant fish and copper tolerant fish.
Copper tolerant shrimp?
Yeah, I mean, just put dirt and everything. All your problems are solved. Rachel has never tested her tap water. I start with tap water too, June. I'm just, my tap water has chloramine in it, so I do have to add some prime to it. But are we talking about how tea pairs with fish tanks? Yeah.
Kind of scared to use botanicals, but it might be a good experiment.
So, Caitlin, with your very soft water, assuming you don't add crushed coral or something to it to raise the hardness, there is a chance that if you add a bunch of botanicals to your water, your pH will drop. It's not going to drop a lot. Like, I don't think it's going to drop to dangerous levels at all because, like, the humic acids and tannic acids that are released are very weak acids. Now, if you put a crap ton in there where you can barely see your fish, then maybe, but I don't think anyone's really wanting to do that unless they are deliberately doing some kind of breeding project that requires it. And as far as like the other benefits of specific botanicals, I would, if someone knows of a study, because I have been looking, I would love to see a study of what humic acids and tannic acids do for fish. I've seen a lot of stuff about the human body. I haven't seen anything about fish. Very curious about that. Because it's not just used to lower your pH. Because it wouldn't lower, if you have like even 3 degrees KH, it's not going to lower your pH very much, like not to any meaningful level.
June said she never saw a drop in pH using botanicals, and you put a ton of botanicals. Like
it's
it was
disgusting.
like
It's
coffee.
So
it looked like the transparency of a cup of coffee water.
In fact, I can't use anything but a pH meter to measure the pH because of how dark it is. The color just doesn't match up.
And did the pH change at all?
I mean, a pH meter is kind of all over the place, but it's still a like out of the tap, the pH is like 8.2. I think it's maybe like 8 to 8.2. Not a lot. Yeah, so Zen was saying, I thought they just lowered the bacteria levels, but I don't know the science behind that. That is the science I want to know about, is what it actually does. Like, in theory, they do have antibacterial, antimicrobial properties. Are they preventing pathogens, though? Oink Master, I consider my birthday to be my anniversary date for joining the Fishfam. Thank you all for your beautiful birthday wishes and 3 years of endless joy you've given. Has it been 3 years? Man.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of
It's been
y'all, I feel like
almost
y'all
3
have just been around forever. Like, I don't remember a lot of y'all. I don't remember the day y'all joined the Fish Fam. Not that I've been around as long as certain people. Like Mike's been around longer than me. I know Zen has been around for forever.
Don't call Zen old.
But she's been around. I don't want to say that either. Zen's been around. She's a Fishfam legend.
Make it better.
She's a yeah, I feel like I started chatting in chats at like in 2021, maybe. What?
Nancy, old Zenny has been around.
Like an old plow horse. Love you, Zen. There's just names where when I started chatting, they were always in chat and they were always there. And yeah, Jeff also been around for a while, actively commenting for 4 years. And I mean, a lot of people were lurking for a couple of years or more before they ever said anything. So like they comment for the first time and they already know things about us.
God, I was just lurking and telling you like snarky things to say for a while, and then you like refuse to say it anymore. You're like, you got to say it under your name.
Be a person. Be your own individual. All right, so I've got 40 entries. Henry, did we say hello to Henry?
Yes, I did.
Okay, Megan, sure. Nancy lurked for a long time. Old Zenny indeed. I'll be put out to pasture any day. As long as there's a Nintendo in the pasture, I'll be okay.
We all start as lurkers, I think. Yeah, I think a lot of us are introverts.
Mm-hmm.
And so... Okay, are you going to say stop and chat? Jeremy just entered, so make sure he is on the wheel. I'll type stop for you.
Yep, got 41. Introverts say it isn't so. Okay, all right.
I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I've never been a lurker. I jumped in running.
I might have asked a question early on and then just shut up for a year. I don't know. Caitlin also didn't start as a lurker.
I would still be a lurker, probably.
Well, I'm so sorry that I forced you to interact with these people and forced you to actually make some long-term friends and things.
I guess.
Yep. Okay, hopefully you can hear the music.
Yes.
Linda Worth.
Sorry, Linda. Your history shows 3 years for videos. Yeah, I lurked for a while and asked questions and learned some things, and then I started making videos. I think December 2019, I think, was when I published the 40 breeder, our first tank.
Big Steve's glass box.
Big Steve.
J-Rock, it's this axolotl fidget.
Fathom Aquatics.
Fathom.
Beta Aquatics.
Do you think I'm mean to people?
I don't want to answer. I'm afraid. No. I think you are an extraordinarily valuable member of the Fishfam community.
Don't click record winner and close.
Darlene's tanks.
Sorry, Darlene. So Mountaintop says, I believe its tannins in the botanicals are antibacterial or by inhibiting the bacteria's cell walls and ability to function.
Oh, I'm just mean to Mike when he says what's on his mind in Discord.
Our Discord's supposed to be positive. Damn it.
Yeah. No, Mike, you can You can message people privately those opinions.
I get it. YouTube can be frustrating. Like, it really is. And then Facebook, just as bad, if not worse.
Welcome in Mini Boots.
Mini Boots. Howdy, howdy.
Coming PM.
It's like months worth of saved up animosity.
That's fine.
Foxy's Fishes.
Foxy.
Nathan Hovey.
Nathan.
Stan Pittman.
It was silent for a minute and then it was just loud.
A little bit of a delay. I think that was one of Dee Dee's compositions. She just keeps us in suspense. Oinky was terrified to speak during chats in the beginning. The fear of asking beginner questions was very hard to get past. Yeah, I get that. I mean, and I don't blame you either, because if you look on Facebook and stuff, anyone who asked a question, that fucking laughing emoji reaction is misused. Like, everybody was at that point. Everybody had stupid questions in their head, whether they asked them or not, or they just like Googled them to try to figure out what the right answer was.
And if people ask a question because they're a beginner, you don't have to be like mean to them.
No, like treat people like they're humans and like they weren't born with knowledge. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Peplin Creek Aquatics.
Peplin.
Facebook is only good for Messenger. The comments are off the chain.
Surf City Cichlids.
Surf City Cichlids.
That's how it's pronounced.
The Zen Ginger.
Ginger.
That's what you get for giving me a compliment.
Scotty the Fish Freak.
Scotty.
Bluefish.
Bluefish.
Elfish Tanks.
Fish Tanks.
Outside in Aquatics.
Side in.
But what about inside out?
Inside out.
Dee Dee's Fin Den.
What if Kyle apologized to Dee Dee?
I'm so sorry that Jenna interrupted your apology, Dee Dee.
What if Kyle changes his name to Inside Out Aquatics and he just starts like bringing everything outside? Like, I mean, that's just ponds, right?
He just starts selling green water jars. Okay. Jeff said the only reason I started commenting was to help make new people feel welcome and a little more willing to type in chat if someone actually responded to their hello. Yes. Coco just tap dancing.
Yeah. Well, she came in here.
I see a tail.
Only Oscars.
Sorry, June.
There she is.
Oink Master Supreme F forever.
Jeff does a good job of making you realize you will never discover a new fish keeping channel because Jeff has already been there.
Zen does too. Like, and sometimes she doesn't even know. She's like, who is this person? Oh, wait, I'm already subscribed to them.
Sorry, Oinky.
Big Cat.
Big Cat.
Mystery Snail Guardian.
Jeff gets around.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna call Jeff old too?
Yeah, sure. Jeff and Zen get around.
Brandon Lightcap.
Old Jeff gets around too.
Foxy just sent me a picture. She has one of these too, and she took a picture of it in her hand and said he's sad now because he won't have a friend.
Ah, the old guilt strategy, huh? Sorry, Branson.
Alishan as.
Alishan.
Isn't this?
Yeah. Create a new channel just so you can be there before Jeff. Somehow he'll already be there. I'll schedule a stream and just his chat will pop up. But speaking of Jeff, there he goes off the wheel. Mountaintop says questions help everyone. I always try and ask good ones and answer when I can. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I do not believe in stupid questions, especially in this hobby. Like, you're asking questions about how to take care of an animal. There are no stupid questions.
Yeah, unless you're specifically purposely being trolly.
Even still, a troll type question, for example, like a troll type question from Mike is still based on a lot of knowledge that other people who are newer to the hobby may not have. That's why, what was he asking about the top offs and whether that replaces like that is a fresh water change?
Yeah.
Like, some people might not realize that only water evaporates, so a top off, especially with your tap water, is just really adding more dissolved solids to your tank. So
welcome in, Hagen Hill.
Hagen Hill, welcome in.
Melissa.
Question: all fish eggs turning white means bad, right?
In my, I haven't seen very many. I haven't had many fish eggs in my fish room, but yeah, Peplin said yes. Usually not a good thing.
Yeah, and Benjamin says if they're fuzzy, so that would mean they're fungused. Usually, whenever they turn solid and you can't see anything inside of them and they just turn a solid white, that means they were potentially unfertilized, right?
Yeah, usually like just not viable. But when they're not viable, they tend to fungus a lot faster.
And the fungus can also spread. So if you see like a fungus egg next to a healthy egg, can cause that egg to fungus if they're touching.
Jeff, publicly name the channels in which you're being a troll.
What if it's this one?
Lady Rorschach.
And Jeff said he doesn't like answering questions unless it's one-on-one. Like, even in Alex's stream earlier today, like, I was trying to clarify some misinformation in chat, and I felt kind of bad about it, but I hate seeing that shit just come across the chat. Somebody's going to read it. Somebody's going to take it as fact. They're going to repeat it to somebody else. They're going to repeat it to somebody else. And that's how that shit gets started. That's how people start thinking that X nutrient causes algae, or like one spectrum of a light causes algae, that kind of BS like that. So
what do you think of this?
I don't want to be that guy, but sometimes I can't help myself. Rainbow fish are fancy shiners. Yes, they are. I like shiners, Jeff. I don't know what you have against shiners, but you really need to look introspectively and really think about your prejudice towards certain fish. Okay? Because rainbow shiners are fantastic fish. Sorry, Lady R. That is definitely a 10-inch sub on your podium. A what? A 10-inch sub.
I don't know. What do you have on your podium?
I don't know.
But scats.
Pull some things out from your podium.
Caffeine. Lint roller to get rid of all the dog hair on my black shirt.
Oh my god. Yeah, I had like black pants on today, and Lillian, like the dogs were like running around, and Lillian was like, "Oh, you have dog fur on your pants." And it's like, yeah, they drop fur like constantly. Constantly.
Dry mouth oral rinse so I can record video voiceover for videos. This pump thing. I have a lot of.
What are you
I'll have-
pumping? The big black dot on your podium is what Hagen Hill was talking about.
Oh, I never really did anything with that. Probably could have. Like
You
it's
could have
kind
like
of
put your logo. It's logo shaped.
it's kind of begging for something on there, huh?
Yeah,
Built-in subwoofer.
what should you put on it?
It's been 3 years, nothing. Let's keep with tradition here by not making full use of opportunities.
Okay. A glory hole.
Gina's Reef.
Just put like an outline of something suggestive poking out slightly.
3D effect. Put on your 3D glasses now. It's pounding bass. Sorry, Gina.
Caitlin DeRosier.
Sorry, Caitlin.
All things fish.
Mike.
Shark Fin Adventures.
Shark fin.
Benjamin Peters.
Benjamin.
Aquarium Domain.
Jeremy. If Annette is still listening, do you have a winner? Annette, do you know?
Monster Fish Gal.
Lori.
Foxy says, what is it, the kangaroo?
Aquarium Fantasy.
Yeah. The pee hole fish. Henry.
Dennis Christensen.
Dennis.
Crowntail Half Moon.
Crown tail.
Oh, sure, now there's no chat summary.
Renee. Okay, final four. Daniel Velez, Fish Frenzy Addiction, Liquid Zoo Only Fins, SC Cat House. Annette, who will win? You have 3 seconds. 3, 2, now I'm being patient.
Daniel Velez.
Sorry, Daniel. Mike has declared that Matt can't win.
Fish Frenzy Addiction.
Fish Frenzy.
SC Catatulas.
And the wheel is like, fuck you, Mike. And Matt, you have won. Sorry, Cat House. Congrats, Matt. You should be thanking Mike for that. And we know where you live. Matt wins.
And Matt says to send it to Foxy.
All right. And and Mike has agreed definitively to donate another one to second place.
But how? Because
I mean, you can probably get those. Well, if Foxy's got one, you can probably get them somewhere.
I guess.
I mean, that's Mike's problem. So,
but who was second place?
Cat House.
Okay. Do you have the address?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
So
Yeah, he said he'll figure it out.
send this one to Foxy, and we will find one for Mike.
No, I think Mike will find one for Mike for a cat house. That's totally on him.
Okay, I was just trying to be helpful.
I know. That's what you like to do. I like to hinder. I like to be a giant obstacle in your goals.
Okay. That's your job as a husband.
Kind of. You gotta take care of me. And if you're doing shit for other people, then what am I doing? Just flailing here like a baby. Can't keep my head up. All right. Well, then I don't know who's streaming next, but y'all should go to that stream. Or who's currently streaming, I don't know. But I got water changes to do tonight.
Oh.
And also make sure the video
to
renders
publish
and schedule it to go live. I don't. Should I do a premiere? Or if I do a premiere, I'm not gonna wake up for it. I haven't done one in a while though. Fuck it, I might. All right. Thanks everybody. Appreciate y'all being here as always, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.